happy campers, and ladies with low standards. When I'm not making out with cardboard boxes, I'm catching up on my favorite TV shows. And today, we're headed back to Gravity Falls, a place where even the art exhibits are out for blood. That's right, I'm talking about Headhunters. Season 1, Episode 3, also known as the one where the twins solve a murder mystery. Because in this town, even the candles have a body count. Ladies? We start off nice and cozy at the Mystery Shack with Dipper and Mabel watching Detective, the show that is both a parody and perfect foreshadowing of this episode's mystery setup.
Mabel, I have very keen powers of observation. For example, just by smelling your breath, I can tell that you have been eating an entire tube of toothpaste?
It was so sparkly.
Enter Seuss, who bursts in like he just found buried treasure, because he kinda did. He found a secret door behind the wallpaper. But look, there's a freaking doorknob sticking out. It's a pretty sloppy renovation job. It has Grunkle Stan's name written all over it. Snooki would be disgusted. Did y'all know she used to flip houses?
You're looking to kind of keep in budget?
Keep in budget.
1,000, that's it.
Nah, I want to spend more money. The door leads to a wax museum's worth of wax museum figures. They wander in and start admiring Abe Lincoln, Sherlock Holmes, Coolio, all the greats. Just off screen is a wax Selena looking beautiful as ever. Grunkle Stan pops up for a jump scare, because what's funnier than scarring 12-year-olds? After the chaos settles, Stan tells the kids how his wax museum was his greatest attraction before he forgot about it, for plot purposes. He decides to revive the wax museum. Only problem, his Abe Lincoln melted from an open window. Mabel suggests making a new statue and thus begins her short but passionate career as a sculptor. Her first ideas, a fairy princess horse girl and a waffle with arms.
Sweet.
After Dipper nudges her to make something from real life, she lands on the obvious choice, Grunkle Stan himself.
Oh, Muse, you work in mysterious ways.
Dipper was totally angling for her to make a wax Dipper though.
Maybe you should carve something from real life. You know, something else. Like someone in your family.
The end result is surprisingly good. Stan loves it, declares the museum open for business, and the next day, they're holding a press event.
Toby Determined, Gravity Falls gossiper. Do you really think this constitutes a wonder of the world?
Your microphone's a turkey baster, Toby.
It certainly is.
Next question.
Admit it, you didn't catch that on the first watch either. Things immediately go off the rails when the people realize, thanks to the help of Shandra Jimenez, the flyers falsely promised free pizza. Stan calmly panics and smoke bombs himself out the situation. This upset everybody in the crowd, creating a laundry list of suspects for later. Later that night, Stan's watching Detective with his wax doppelganger.
You need anything? I love this guy. Don't you go nowhere.
It's adorably unsettling. He leaves to use the bathroom, comes back, and finds that Wax Stan is decapitated.
Wham! His kappa is detated from his head.
Cue the horror music. Before we move on, what was the toothbrush race the twins were gonna do?
Dipper, you want to do a toothbrush race?
Okay.
I know about the pen challenge. It's how I used to flirt with girls back when I was in school. Okay, so Sheriff Blubbs and Deputy Derlin arrive, which is promising to say this case isn't getting solved anytime soon. Or at all for that matter.
Look, we'd love to help you folks, but let's face the facts. This case is unsolvable.
What? You take that back, Sheriff Blubbs.
But Dipper, ever the budding paranormal detective, takes the case himself. They secure the crime scene with toilet paper and set up a suspect board, like a for real NCIS CSI Reno 911 Lone Star. And within 5 seconds, Mabel finds their first clue. Shoe prints with a hole in them, and an axe. Their first lead takes them to Manly Dan, which answers the question, what's the most masculine name possible? Manly Mannington is also acceptable. They bring the axe to Seuss, who casually reveals that
He hangs out at this crazy intense biker joint downtown.
So naturally, Dipper and Mabel make fake IDs. The reveal of the IDs was a cherry on top of a 1-2 punch that would knock Tyson off his feet. One,
Got the fake IDs? Here goes nothing.
Sorry, but we don't serve minors.
Dig, nabbit.
and two, The pure absurdity of the IDs. Sir Dipping Sauce and Lady Mabelton. Flawless plan. Absolutely bulletproof. Mabel sees a guy laying on the floor and assumes he's resting. The implication being left in ambiguity.
Just the way Disney likes it.
Mabel instantly befriends a biker dude because, of course she does. While Dipper questions Manly Dan. Dan clears his name and points out that the axe was used by a left-handed killer.
Listen, little girl.
Hey, actually,
I wouldn't pick my teeth with that axe. It's left-handed. I only use my right hand. The manly hand.
Get him!
I'm not manly enough to know the difference between a left and right-handed axe. I guess I need to step my game up. So the kids run through their suspects and end up accusing Toby Determined, the world's saddest journalist.
But you were sloppy, and all the clues pointed to a shabby-shoed reporter who was caught left-handed.
Toby Determined, you're yesterday's news.
And be honest, you didn't notice the hole in his shoe at first either. But the man has an alibi. He was in his office making out with the cardboard cutout of Shandra Jimenez. This is pretty disturbing. They need to check that guy's basement. So yeah, case unsolved, suspects cleared, dignity lost. We cut to Wax Stan's funeral, where Stan's doing the most dramatic eulogy known to man.
Thank you all for coming. Some people might say it's wrong for a man to love a wax replica of himself.
They're wrong.
Easy, Seuss.
Dipper, meanwhile, notices something weird, a hole in Wax Stan's shoe. And like any good detective, he pieces together the evidence. The footprints, the axe, the lack of fingerprints. And he realizes the wax figures must have did it. And then, bam! The figures come to life, including wax Sherlock Holmes, who monologues like he's in a gothic horror novel. Turns out, these wax figures were purchased at a haunted garage sale. They come to life every time the moon is waxing, which is the time frame in which the moon is getting brighter to reach its full potential. According to my extensive Google research of clicking the first picture I seen, the waxing moon is a time for setting intentions, personal development, and manifesting your greatest desires. Ladies. The wax figures used to roam the shack at night back in the day, until they stopped making money and Stan locked them away. So when Seuss unlocked the Room of Doom, they swiftly set their plot against Stan. But the revenge plot backfired, and they accidentally beheaded the wrong object. The fact that they were gonna, in real life, kill Stan is pretty dark. So in a way, Mabel's a real hero with her top-notch artisan skills. But is anyone surprised? From here, it's off the walls lunacy. Coolio, Shakespeare, Larry King, all bum-rushing the twins, fighting to the death. Dipper grabs a fire iron and has a full-on sword fight with Sherlock Holmes. He lures him outside and Holmes dramatically melts in the sunlight.
No! Fiddlesticks! Humbugs! It's a total kerfuffle! What a hullabaloo!
Meanwhile, Mabel finishes the job, torching the rest of the wax figures in the fireplace, and we get a nice limerick from Shakespeare.
There once was a dude from Kentucky.
I want to pause a minute to show you just how hard Alex Hirsch fought for this single line. There once was a man from Kentucky. We all know the original version goes as follows. Take it away, Homer.
There once was a man from Nantucket
So Disney Standards and Practices had a back and forth with Hirsch. So S&P sent Hirsch notes saying, please revise the limerick referencing there once was a man from Kentucky. S&P is worried that unsavory rhymes could be gleaned from it. Hirsch replied, why? Man from Nantucket is the famous dirty rhyme, which I decided to avoid altogether. To make your lives easier, I made up a totally new one. Man from Kentucky, which has the same lovely syllable structure, but no pre-invented ending. I can't even imagine a logical way to get fuck out of that. What would that even sound like? There once was a man from Kentucky who misspelled the word fuck and got fucky? That doesn't even make sense. More likely would be, there once was a man from Kentucky who spent hours with his pet rubber ducky. The duck got away, 'twas such a sad day, it turns out Kentucky's unlucky. Who's to say how this made up poem ends? How could someone complain about something that's only in their head? S&P replied, S&P still feels that fucky would come from ducky. To which Hirsch replied, who should I call to have this conversation personally? He ultimately won that battle. and we thank him for fighting the good fight. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program. Stan walks in, thanks them for finding his head, and we get that classic Gravity Falls buffoonery when Blubs and Derlin pull up.
Solve the case yet, boy? I'm so confident you're gonna say no that I'm gonna take a long, slow sip from my cup of coffee.
Actually, the answer is yes.
Blubs and Derlin drive off, crashing their car off screen. And we close with Mabel debating between sweaters, completely unaware that Larry King's head is still alive in the vents.
Huh? So, you're a rat. Tell me about that. Hey, get back here! I'm hopping after a rat that stole my ear!
Apparently, Larry King will say whatever line you write for him.
Tight butthole, loose butthole.
Ooh, I'd love to explain the butthole talk.
This episode is a perfect blend of Scooby-Doo meets Twin Peaks, blended together with that pure Mabel chaos. It gives us our first real detective episode, lets Dipper lean into his nerdy ambition. It's also sneaky foreshadowing for the show's bigger mysteries. Stan's obsession with his wax double hints at his hidden twin, and Blendin' pops up briefly during the reopening scene. Tiny clues, huge payoffs later, and while it doesn't move the main town mystery forward much, it does establish the tone of Gravity Falls perfectly while also doing a good amount of world building. So what do you think? Was Headhunters a solid follow-up to the Gobblewonker episode? Or was it just filler with flair? Anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, which wax figure would you want in your mystery shack? Till next time, stay curious, stay weird, and keep your candles away from open sunlight.